It's NCAA tournament time. We're inside the Bearcat locker room with Octavius Ellis. The first time you've had the opportunity to play in an NCAA tournament. What is this experience like for you?
It's a very good experience because just 2 years ago, last year and the year before that, I was watching the NCAA tournament in Trinity Valley in Athens, Texas, in a dorm room. So far, it's just been an amazing experience so far.
All right, so you take on Purdue on Thursday night here in Louisville. When I look at Purdue, I feel like I'm looking at Cincinnati. The two teams are very similar, aren't they?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, but, we Cincinnati Bearcats, so we just going to come out and play Cincinnati Bearcat way, the Bearcat way.
Two very good defensive teams, and when I look at Purdue, they've got size. Their starting center, A.J. Hammond, 7 feet tall, about 265 pounds. Their backup is 7'2", almost 300 pounds. That's going to be an interesting matchup for you. How do you deal with guys that have that much size?
I mean, I practice with it every day, so I'm pretty used to it because I practice with Corey every day, so it's really nothing. But they 7 feet, and the length might not be a problem because I'm tall too, so it's just gonna all come down to physical and me staying in the game and doing what I have to do.
Do you try to use quickness against that much size?
Yes, that's what I'm gonna have to use all game is my quickness.
You mentioned Corey DeBerry. I would think he's going to play an important role too coming off the bench because banging against those big guys is bound to take something out of you.
Yeah, he gonna come in and do what he always do, come in and be Corey, be the big bruiser that we need him to be.
As everybody knows, the winner of the game in all likelihood faces Kentucky. I imagine the coaching staff has told you guys not to say much about possibly playing Kentucky. But when your friends and family members saw the bracket come out, have they been asking you more about Kentucky or playing Purdue?
Purdue, they just been basically saying take one game at a time. Don't worry about the next game. We got to get through this game first, and then we'll worry about Kentucky.
No question about it. There is no Kentucky if you don't beat Purdue. Yeah. Octavius, what do you feel is going to be the key to victory against Purdue?
Toughness. Basically the tougher team wins. That's what it's going to come down to. We're going to have to get to all 50-50 balls first and just beat them in all toughness categories. And, yeah, that's it.
All right. We'll see if you can get the job done on Thursday night. Best of luck. Nice catching up.
All right.
That's Octavius Ellis inside the Bearcat locker room. Dan Hoard inside the Bearcat locker room here at the Yum Center in Louisville with UC sophomore guard Kevin Johnson. Your second experience at an NCAA tournament. What stood out about the first?
Well, what stood out, just being a young kid, experience in an NCAA tournament, you realize how important it is, how tough the games are, the surroundings of just mainly the importance of what you're dealing with. And being my second time around, I'm just more enthusiastic and understand a lot more about how important and how serious you have to take preparation and things like that.
We're in a jam-packed locker room right now with a lot of reporters around. That is part of the NCAA tournament scene. Do you like that part of it?
Yes. Being an athlete, you know what you sign up for. So this is all a part of playing basketball as well, and it's all positive. People want to know, what the Bearcats are thinking, so I don't find any problems with it.
When I look at the matchup, Kevin, the two teams to me are like mirror images. Cincinnati #1 in the American Conference at scoring defense. Purdue #1 in the Big Ten and field goal percentage defense. Did you feel the same way when you started looking at Purdue film?
Yes. Our coach actually showed us a lot of statistics of where we were very similar in. And, yeah, we are a split image of each other. And, that'll make the game a lot fun and very physical and a tough game. And, the Bearcats are ready to deal with games like this.
They've got a senior guard, John Octavius, who transferred in from Colorado State. His choices came down to Cincinnati and Purdue. Did you get to know him at all during that process?
No, I actually saw him over the summer when he might have came and took a visit. But other than that, besides, scout now, I don't know much about him.
Looking at Purdue's team, they've got some serious size. A 7-foot-tall center, a 7'2" backup, and everybody in the starting lineup is 6'4" and taller. Rebounding is going to be a challenge in this game.
Yes. But like I say, rebounding is a challenge in every game. We play plenty teams in the American Conference who rebound fairly well. Like I said, if we play physical and do our jobs, boxing out, we'll be able to rebound just like we rebound in any other games.
Kevin, when the bracket came out, did more people ask you about facing Purdue or possibly facing Kentucky?
I heard a whole lot about possibly facing Kentucky. But we understand that it's one game at a time. And in order to get to Saturday, you have to win Thursday. So all our focus is mainly on Thursday.
What did it mean to you to be sent to Louisville, so close to your home, being a Cincinnati kid?
Oh, it's beautiful. I have family coming up here, and even not just me, but for our team, we'll have a lot of Cincinnati supporters coming up, and maybe we can get some people coming away from spring break if we make it to Saturday, so we can jam pack this place too.
Another little extra incentive for trying to make it to Saturday and a possible game against UK. Kevin, best of luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That's Bearcat guard Kevin Johnson. Dan Hoard inside the Bearcat locker room with freshman forward Gary Clark. A year ago at this time, you're at Clayton High School near Raleigh, North Carolina. Probably dreaming of this, right?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. You know, watching and filling out a bracket with my friends.
Do you have any specific NCAA tournament memories watching as a kid?
Probably my biggest one would be when Butler won a couple years ago. I remember watching that because, you know, I never had heard of Butler before. So for them to come out and win it, that was probably the biggest one.
Got to the championship game against Duke, and that half-court shot almost went in. Would have been one of the miracle finishes of all time. All right, let's talk about Purdue. They've got the Big Ten's leading shot blocker. He's led the league the last 3 years. His backup is 7'2". Is it going to be a challenge for you to get off your patented inside baby hooks and the shots that you've been so effective at this year?
Just a little bit, you know, because, you know, I've never played against these. I've never played against these two 7-footers. I played against the 44 in high school at a camp, but, you know, it's just like playing against Brahma, really. So, you know, taking my time and really being able to execute offensively, to know when to go and when to pass it, you know.
Is Purdue a bigger challenge offensively, trying to score against them, or defensively, trying to contain them?
Probably kind of both, because being that they thrive off their big man inside. So, you know, when you're trying to score against them, you know, you really got to be patient against the 7-footer. And then on offense, you got to try to contain the 7-footer.
How do you feel about the way you guys played toward the end of the season, leading into postseason play?
You know, after we took those 3 losses, you know, to Temple and Xavier and I forgot who before then, but to be able to bounce back and beat Memphis at home, and then, you know, that loss against UConn, you know, we did everything possible. So for us to be playing as well as we are and together, you know, it feels great, you know, to see that the team has bounced back from something like that.
You can't play Kentucky unless you beat Purdue. So I know your entire focus is on Purdue. But the winner of this game gets the opportunity, at least, to make history, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that an exciting prospect if you can get the job done against Purdue?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. You know, being that, you know, they're making history as well by trying to, you know, go undefeated, you know, to be able to be a team that can potentially make history by upsetting them. You know, definitely it'll be a great game, great atmosphere, just a great opportunity all around. So, you know, like you said, the focus is beating Purdue, but, you know, after we handle business there, you know, to be focusing in on the big hand at task.
Best of luck against the Boilermakers in your first NCAA tournament game.
Thank you.
That is Bearcat freshman Gary Clark. This is Bearcats TV.